Let's rock and roll, everyone. Let's do what we love to do. This one DTE trade has become just an awesome trade. It's become a favorite trade of mine as well. I'm in love for years, for over 2 decades, in love with the bread and butter type of style of trading. And now I have fallen in love with the 1 DTE trade and the 7 DTE trade. Just absolutely love the trade. I think the trade is a serious moneymaker if you understand how to manage the risks, manage the deltas, and when you lose, you want to have a small loss and be okay with that because the winners will take care of themselves. You do not want to have an outsized loss because if you have an outsized loss, it's going to make it a lot more difficult to be able to recover. And and that's not the this game with this type of trading. So what we're going to do is jump over to this SPX here, and I'm going to clear this, and then we're going to go to the 1 DTE trade, and we're going to go through the process of putting this on. So what we're doing, everyone, is we're going to say that we have 5K, we got 5,000 to allocate to this 1 DTE trade. Okay? And so, as you know, with the 7 DTE trade that we just went over, we're using 5K for every contract with that one as well. But when we initiate that 7 DTE trade, what we're doing is doing a 10-point wide spread and not what we're going to execute right now with this 1 DTE trade, which is a 20-point wide spread. So the 1 DT is obviously going to expire a lot sooner than the 7 DT trade, and so we're gonna use a little bit more max loss risk for the 7 or for this 1 DTE trade. We're going to allocate 5K to every contract we use. So in this account, we're just going to use for purposes of what's going on in this world and this account size. We're only going to use one contract, but that's fine. You can still make a really decent amount off this. What we're trying to do is make $50 after fees and commissions, or $100 after fees and commissions. So $50 would be one. $50 would be 1% on the 5K, and $100 would be 2% on the 5K. So that's what we're trying to do, and we're trying to do it every time we do the 1 DT trade. If we can do it 5 days in the week, that's great. But you guys know we don't do it 5 days every week because some days we don't feel it's smart to be able to put on a 1 DT trade with some serious economic or some big economic news coming out the next day. I have an opinion on what's going to move the market, so I'm doing it more often than maybe others would do it because some things I just don't think it's going to move the market, like the ISM non-manufacturing type of indexes or that reports that come out, housing reports that come out, things like that. Most of the time, only thing I think that's going to move the markets in this current market environment is the inflation type of data, the Fed obviously, and then the unemployment numbers that come out each month on the first Friday of the month, and that's coming out this Friday with the government report that comes out for the unemployment rate and non-farm payrolls. So those are the days I'm a lot more vigilant about putting on a 1 DT trade. But if they're giving me a lot of premium or enough premium, 2+ deviations or 2+ expected moves away from at the money, then I will do it anyway. I would do it anyway. All right, so we're going to jump over here. We're going to take a look at this VIX really quickly because this is what we do for 0 DT trades and 1 DT trades. The VIX right now, let's just say it's 18. We're going to divide that by 16 by doing the VIX rule of 16. That's going to give us an expected move of 1.12%. That's what the market is saying the expected move is going to be percentage wise. Then we're going to take a quick look at the straddle price here, and the straddle price that the platform is saying is 30.50, and then we're going to match that to what TastyTrade's platform is saying. What their formula is saying is 28. So we're going to go by the highest number. I'm going to move it up to 31. We're going to take that 31 and we're going to times it by 2, and then that's going to give us 62. So what we're going to do is take that 62, this 2 times here, we're going to take that 62 and add it and subtract it from the current price. So if we do that right now, we're going to take the 42.78 plus 62. That would take us to 43.40 on the call side. So we're going to go to the 43.40. That is a 3 delta. We're going to probably most likely have to bring that up. That's a 20-point wide spread that we're doing. So we're going to require about $2,000 in buying power before the premium received. And if we do the same thing to the put side, we take the 42.78 and we subtract 62 for it, we're going to be at the 42.16, or we don't have a 46.16, so we're going to go to this 42.15, and we're going to do a 20-point wide spread. So there we go. So we're getting a lot of premium on this trade, $130 on this, right? With with one DTE. It's really elevated at this point. The put side has been going down a lot. I'm going to keep the call side where it's at because I've been indicating I have this bias to think we're going to go up tomorrow. If we don't, then I'm fine. I don't think we're going to go down a lot. Can we? Well, absolutely. And if we do, we're going to have some ammunition to be able to adjust. We can do rollaways. We can roll out. You guys have seen us do those and successfully be able to do it. We only lost on one DTE trade over the last, I think, 3 months. We can go back to the data in Discord, but I believe the last 3 months only one time, and that time we did not adjust it. We decided just to take the loss, and that's fine because we were doing well and we continue to do well at it. So sometimes we're just going to say, okay, we'll take the loss and move on. In this example, we got about 5-6 minutes before the close, so we're gonna send this. We're gonna see if we can get filled. Could have probably got filled at the 130. I'm gonna send the 125, see if we can get filled. I like this trade for a 1DT trade. I'm gonna count to since the premium's kind of coming out as we jump up a little bit. I'm gonna count to 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's not giving it to me, so I'm gonna move the price down to 120. Man, I yapped a little bit. Probably could have got at least 125 on the trade, but we're not going to get that now, but that's fine. We're going to see if we can get the 120. Doesn't look like it. The market's kind of premiums coming out of the market really fast at the end of this day. So I'm going to do the 115 here, and we'll see if we can get that. Not going to get it. Don't think so. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can see we're about to go green with this market, so they're not going to give me that. So I'm going to drop this down to 110. See if they give it to us to 110. That's a really big bummer. Nope, went from all the way 130 to 110 and still not going to get that. And if we go to 105 and we see if we can get it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Don't like it. That's a bummer. They're not giving us any of that. So what I'm going to do, you guys, I'm going to cancel this trade because I don't like it anymore. And I'm going to go back over here and do a similar order. And I'm going to bring up the put side just a little because I'm going to go with my bias and bring up the put side 5 points and see if I can get the 120 here. I'm going to put it in and then go like that. Come on. No love to getting filled here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're not giving it to me. I'm gonna go back down to 115. And that should probably do it. This button is not working for me. Nope, they're not gonna give me that either. Okay, perfect. Gave me that. So we got the market to go. I told you guys these last minute moves in the market have been extraordinary, that we literally try to wait 15, 10, 5, sometime even less than that before the market closes, and we have these big moves within 5 minutes to expiration. We just went from being double digits red to looks like we're about to go green with about 4 minutes left in the market, and that took a lot of the premium out of the trade.